let's zoom into this a little bit closer and see what we look at. Can you break down a covered call you'd make on Aflac? Okay, London, give me a second. Let's finish up with Pepsi first. Now, I like Pepsi, I do, but we were talking about this for the last week or two. Okay, so you're involved in the conversation now. Aren't you happy about that? Okay, here's the high for Pepsi right here, 155. And it's been going down, 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 down. Yesterday is the bottom of the year. Now, this is an opportunity that doesn't come every day. Is it, or could it be? Well, only time will tell. But as of this moment, yesterday, okay, the 14th of May, yesterday is officially the bottom of the year. Well, as of today it is. Now, tomorrow it could go lower. But at this moment in time, yesterday's low, 127.87, is currently the bottom of the year for Pepsi. Now, today, she closed higher, which means it could possibly be time for it to bounce up, turn around, go up, because it happens all the time. Stocks drop, then they go up. Stocks drop, then they go up. Stocks drop, and then they go up. This could be the opportunity. Now, for me, I want 2 days the upside, which means if tomorrow is an up day, which means tomorrow, if it's higher than 131.50, well, that would be 2 days the upside, which would mean Monday would be a deciding factor. So if Monday is higher, that's when I'm going to jump in first thing in the morning. So as soon as it opens on Monday, then I'll be jumping in on Monday, not tomorrow, because I want 2 days to the upside. Tomorrow could be it. Doesn't mean it's going to be, but it could be. Okay? She drops. Here's the bottom here. Today, higher high and a higher low. Definitely going up. Okay, you can argue all you want, but there's the bottom yesterday as of this moment. Now, tomorrow it could go back down. And then we're going to look for that new bottom again. But a bottom is isolated by up days on both sides. All right, so I'm going to keep my eye out on Pepsi tomorrow, and then if everything's good, I'll be jumping in on Monday. Now, that's not a recommendation. That's not a tip. That is just pointing out the obvious. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Today's higher than yesterday, which is bouncing off the bottom, which means Friday could be higher, and it's nothing more than an observation. It's not a tip. Okay? It's not a suggestion. Okay? Never, ever, ever believe anybody, a random guy on YouTube. So actually, I'm a random guy on YouTube, or whatever channel you're looking on. For those who have not talked to me personally. Now, when I say that, I say, you want to chat? Drop your number. I will give you a call. I will not email you. I will not text you. I will not do that WhatsApp crap, and I will not do that Telegram crap. Okay? I am old school. It means I pick up the phone and reach out and touch someone. Some of you have heard that commercial. Some of you haven't. But I use a phone as it was intended. Pick it up and talk to a person. Okay? If you want to talk, send me a number. If you get a communication other than a phone call, it ain't from me. All right? Just point out. Oh, by the way, I called someone this morning. I think I had 5 phone numbers. 5 people sent me their phone numbers yesterday. So I called 5 people this morning. Talked to this guy for a while. He almost got scammed out of money because somebody pretended to be me. And he was going to send them money. Okay? So I don't do it that way. Okay? I want to talk to people person to person. All right. Let's keep on going. So that's Pepsi. We're going to keep our eye on it. Now, London wants to take a look at a covered call on Aflac. AFL, Aflac. Aflac. Okay, here we go. The high, the low, where was it? Look at the motion. Up, down, sideways. Simple. Right? Less than 3 or 4 seconds. Okay, so we're currently at 105.78. So we're going to be looking at the 106s because the last trade was 105.78. The closest strike price, hypothetically, tomorrow should be 106. So let's take a look at the 106. 60 cents to 185. Okay, so London, I'm going to show you anyway, but I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't do it. I'm going to show you how to do it, but I'm telling you right ahead of time, I wouldn't do it. And the reason why I wouldn't do it on Aflac is because the current price, 106. The 106 is only going for 60 cents a share. Well, 60 cents a share on a $105, $106 stock is a little bit more than 50%. Or, sorry, a little bit more than 0.5%, which means it's only 26% per year. But if you're okay with that, let's move on. Okay, the bottom of the year was a year ago, and that was 86. Well, it looks like we have a quadruple high. Look at that, 115. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times right there. Okay, what was that? October, November, and December? So 3 times. The last 90 days. Okay, last 90 days. High, low is, look at this, up, down, up, down. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so jump in a little bit further. Okay, the last 30. Down, up, down, up, down. What's going up now? Okay, this could be the turning point right there. That's 1 day to the upside. Okay, so hypothetically, if you like it, let's go through the motions. All right, so let's look at the 106s. And I'm going to show you how I do it with the 106s. Not that I would. I keep saying that. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change it from single to covered call. And there it is right there. Covered call, and I said the 106s, okay? Here's the 106s right here. So I'm going to buy it right there. Okay, now I'm just going to do 1 contract so that way you guys understand, well, 1 contract is this, 2 contracts is going to be that. This is why you should have paid attention in algebra. Now, I want to do a market order, and the reason why I want to do a market order is I want my order filled first thing in the morning. I don't care what the price is, because remember when I said predictable and consistent? Well, predictable, I know what I'm going to make before I even do it. Okay, so if I buy the stock first thing in the morning, listen closely to the trade. I'm going to read it to you, and listen and read it out loud to make sure it sounds what you want to do. So I want to buy 1 covered call against Aflac, 100, that's the weekly, 23 May 25. That means that option expires next Friday. Okay, so after next Friday, the option is no longer any good. So from there, the 106 call option against the Aflac stock at the market to open to open. It says to open, it's 2. So I'm doing 2 trades at once. I'm buying the stock and I'm selling the option. The nice part about that is the stock will always be mine until I sell it for more than I paid for it. But the option has an expiration date, and a weekly option expires Friday. So what happens if I keep the stock? That option expires. Well, the following Monday I can sell another one. And then the following Monday I can sell another one. Every single Monday I can sell an option, a weekly stock option, against my positions. And if I want to, I can do every 2 weeks. Skip a week, every 2 weeks. But then you have to decide, then you have to guess, where's the stock going to be in 2 weeks? It's not as easy. It's easier. It's easier to make the assumption on 5 days than it is on 10 days. All right, what does that say? Hayes, wait, he has multiple accounts. Hayes, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. He has multiple accounts. Luke, good evening, James. Oh, turtle meat is sold, investment idea. Okay, interesting. Luke, good evening. When a stock goes up, I'm a trader. When a stock goes down, I'm an investor. Thank you for that, Luke. All right. So, Hayes, I'm not quite sure. Can you explain to me what you mean by wait, he has multiple accounts? Can you explain that one to me? I mean, you're live on other accounts. I have 2, okay? The one that you're on, the 10-minute trader, and my original one, Dividend Stock Talk, okay? I don't hide the fact that I have 2. Okay, one is meant for something, and the other one's meant for something else. Okay, so the one over here, the one that you're on, focuses more on dividend capturing. as opposed to dividend capturing 2.0, two different strategies. So this one's more for that, and that one's more for this, but I'm here live so I can answer questions on either one. So if you got a question on one of them, let me know. Okay, so here we go. What is next? Okay, London, I did that one as an example. Yep, we did that as an example. All right, thank you for that, London. STZ. Thank you for that, Hayes. Did a quick, how do we check the other account? Hayes, hold on a second. Okay, thanks. I was confused. All right, thanks for that, Hayes. Okay, so Quick, how do you check the other account? Well, Quick, let me explain something about the other account. It basically, you're seeing the exact same thing because I got one iPhone here projecting for there, and I have the other one over here projecting for that one. So what is it specifically you need to know or want to ask? So you come up with a question, I'll give you an answer, whether you're looking at this strategy over here or this strategy over here. Okay, so I said, about 6 months ago, I was going to set up a channel specifically for my grandson and for his approach. Me and my son are trying to figure out the details for that. So it's just like, why not just get some kind of audience? Okay, hold on a second. XCN, staking is 30% PA passive income for you. Okay, why would I look at something, JT, that's offering 30%? If I'm already making over 50%. Oh, because I'm your mentor now. Now, aren't I supposed to agree to something like that? You're just nominating me as your mentor. Okay, well, you ask a question, I'll answer it for you. That's basically the best I can do. Okay, so JT, XCN. Now, why is it I've never heard? Wait a second, hold on. Let's finish up with this trade first. Okay, so JT, I will take a look at that. Just sit tight. Let's finish up AFLAC and go through the motions. Now, remember I said I probably wouldn't do this one because the numbers don't look right. So let's work through it and see what it looks like. So that's the order right there. The maximum profit is 144. Remember where I said I want to know ahead of time what I'm going to make? Well, most trades you don't. You'll buy it and you'll wait for it to go up before you sell. Well, here, I'm in and out in 5 days if everything works right. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen most of the time. I'll jump in on a Monday and I'll be out on a Friday. Well, that's ideal for me. Okay, or if it makes sense, I'll roll it into another week. But I do a trade, a weekly stock option trade on every single position I have every single week. So if I own AFLAC, from the day I buy it, I will sell a covered call every single week. Collect those dividends, collect those premiums, get that cash flow. My goal is 1% a week. Okay, whatever I need to do to get my asset, my little chunk of change, my nest egg, whatever you want to call it, 1%. So if I have 50,000, 1% is 500. If I have 100,000, 1% is 1,000. If I have 1,000,000, 1% is 10,000. That's every single week. Okay, not once a year, not once a quarter, every single week. Okay, so let's check up the numbers here. 144 is the profit. Was it costing 10 grand? All right, so calculator. All right, maximum profit, 144. And I divide that by the purchase price, 10,456. And that gives me a grand total of 1.3%. Okay, so AFLAC for this coming week is offering 1.3%. So if I buy it at the current price and I sell somebody the right to buy it from me for almost the exact same price I just paid for it. So if I buy it for 100 and I sell it to someone for 100, I'm making the premium. And the premium is nothing more than an insurance policy. Okay? Dig deep into the research. Okay, stock options, call options, put options are originally intended as insurance policies. So the policy, there's 4 things you need to have a legal binding contract. Number 1 is a beginning date. Number 2 is an ending date. Number 3 is consideration. That means money exchanging hands. And number 4 is an agreement, meeting of the minds. So if I own it, I'm selling it. Okay? If you're buying it, I'm selling it to you. That's the agreement. And it's valid from the moment they actually pay out the cash and the expiration date. Well, for this one, the expiration date is 23 May 25, which is next Friday. At 3:59 p.m., whoever bought it runs out of opportunities to do something because it is valid until 4 p.m. next Friday. Because at 4 p.m., it's no longer any good. So whoever buying it, do something, don't do something, totally up to you. Me, I honestly could care less because I'm looking for the cash flow. And is the cash flow more than 1%? Well, this one, 1.37. Well, I love 1.37 every single week because you multiply that by 52 weeks. Well, now you're making more than 50% a year. I dare not go over 50%. Tell people, yeah, I may go over 50%. If I tell you exactly what I make, you'd probably say, nah, it ain't happening. So look for yourself. Number one question, after all this is said and done, before you lay your head on your pillow tonight, ask yourself the question, does it make sense? See, the funny thing is, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Okay? No, we're all adults here. Well, you all know I have crap to sell. Okay, shouldn't call it crap, but you know what I mean. Okay, I've written 14 books. I got all that blah, blah, blah. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here creating a video legacy for my children and my grandchildren. Okay, I came up with this evil plan. Right? So the money that I leave for my children and my grandchildren, the only way they can access is by answering certain questions directly related to each and every video that I do. So you want your weekly or monthly allowance? Great. What did Papa G said on this episode? I'm going to mess with them for the next generations. Anyway. All right, because I honestly don't believe in handing out stuff. But what am I going to do with the money when I'm gone? It's going to be set into a trust, and then the children, the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren, they can do whatever they want, provided they meet certain criteria. And I get to set that up before I'm gone. And they're going to be cursing Papa G for generations longer after I'm gone. So I can't believe Papa G did that. Why do we have to do this? Well, you got to do that if you want the money. What is this damn thing? Get this thing out of here. What the hell is that? Thank you. All right, let's get out of that. All right, so that is Aflac, and that was a sample somebody asked me to take a look at. Not that I would do Aflac because everything's not all in line yet. I'd wait a little bit longer, me personally. Okay, One Love. We already looked at Pepsi. Okay, so JT. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, I didn't see these. All right, as an example, we did that one. So 10 Life wants to take a look at STZ. What the heck is STZ? Never a good sign when I say, what the heck is that? Okay, STZ. Let's count. You ready? 1, 2, 3. We're going to count. How long does it take for you to see the 5 things I'm looking for? High, low, was, is. Where's it going? Let's see. You ready? High, low, was, is. Look at this. Down, big down, up. Okay, not that difficult. That's just broad strokes. Gives me a rough idea. Well, it looks okay because it's not at the high and it's not at the low. It's not at the extreme. Somewhere in the middle. Okay, fine. Step 2. What am I paying for it? 190.65. So the closest strike price is going to be the 191. Well, the 191 they don't have. They have a 190. Oh, I got to change that. I'm still on covered call. I want single. There he goes. All right, so the 190 is going for 310. Well, that's over 1.5%. Well, that works for me. Okay, but is it the right time to buy? Okay, so we passed step 1 when we looked at the chart. Fine. Step 2, we looked at the numbers. Fine. Step 3, let's look at deep dive into the numbers. Garrett. Good evening, Garrett. Okay, Ace, we already looked at UNH. Okay, you're like the 5th person who asked me about UNH today. Okay, it's at the beginning of the show. So after the show is over, you can go to YouTube and look at today's replay. Okay, Garrett, my opinions on Delta Airlines. I've had 2 calls for a while, profitable, but I think based on the RSI, it can go up. Well, everything can go up. The question should be, is it going to? Just downloaded Robinhood, hopefully start learning and maybe next month start small. Well, that's always a good thing, Jesus. Jesus and boats. Interesting. Ace, I made 180% off UNH. Awesome. Do you do a covered call on Fridays? Yes, I do. Are you using Thinkorswim? Yes, I am. Same mindset. Thank you there, Stephen. George. Hey, James. How do I get to the platform you're using? Okay, the platform I'm using, you have to download to your computer. And no, I do not get any commissions or kickbacks on that. I've just been using this platform for 20 years. I like it. Yeah, Jesus, I get that. Maybe a IBM. MTC. Oh, is that INTC? All right, Mark, we'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's finish up what we're doing here. So STZ is Constellation. All right, well, let's take a gander at it. Okay, here's the high, here's the low. Look at the motion. All right, fine. 190, where's it going next? Okay, a year ago, we're about 254. We jump up to the high of the year, 266, and that was the end of June. Well, from there, she kept dropping. Look at the last 90 days. Okay, the last 90 days, your 30-day, your 90-day bottom here. Shoots up, pulls back, now she's back up again. Okay. Interesting. Let's take a zoom. Let's zoom into that and see what that looks like. Here we go. Down, here's your 30-day bottom. Shoots up, pulls back, shoots up. Here's your high, pulls back. 1 day to the upside. 1 day. Remember, I like 2 days the upside. And if 2 days the upside look good, great. On the third day, I jump in. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so it's clearly bottom, top, coming down, very close to the 30-day bottom right here. And then it's going back up again. Fine. Well, let's see the next couple of days. It's either yes or it's a no. Garrett wants to take a look at General Electric. Why General Electric? Well, let's take a gander. Nope. Wasn't that quick? High of the year? Nope. Why are you buying at the high of the year? Garrett. Okay, when have you ever heard anybody say, hey, Garrett, I got a great deal for you. General Electric is at the high of the year. Let's jump in and wait for it to go higher. That doesn't make sense. Okay, I don't want to be a trailblazer. Okay, so I would jump in here, or here, here, or here, or here. Okay, when it goes up, it pulls back and turns around, goes back up again. Well, here, I'm going to wait 2 or 3 weeks for this thing to turn around and come back down. So I'm going to write General Electric 2 weeks from today. What else do we have? STZ is going to be a no. Netflix, way overpriced. Mark wants to take a look at Intel. Scotty Cook, what's happening, dude? Back, by the way, I've heard it, okay. ALR, I have screen time for school tomorrow. Cool, Urban, you have fun. Alrighty. So next on the list, Intel. Love Intel. INTC. Ooh, looks interesting. High, low is, look at this. Up, down, sideways. About it. We're at 2155. So the 2150 is going for 60. Well, that's over 2.5%. Now, 2.5% is well over 100% per year. I just love 100% per year. That works for me. All right. Let's zoom in a little closer. A year ago, we're at 31. The high of the year, 37.16, and that was in the middle of July. Big drop down to the $20 range. The bottom was the first week of April, and that was 17. Can you imagine I go from 37 to 17? That is a 50% drop. If you're not ready, buy a stock and have it drop 50% from where you bought it, you're not right for this game. And it is a game. Okay, what we're doing is, or I should say, what I'm doing, I'm buying cash flowing assets. I like Intel. Intel gives me weekly cash flow and it gives me a dividend. Fine, that's what I'm looking for. I'm at the point in my life where I'm looking and relying on weekly cash flow. Now, I've been doing it for a long time. Some of you may not know that. Some of you may be new. So let me go back to show you something. Everybody likes to be shown something. So here we go. YouTube. So we're going to go over to YouTube. Is that right? No, I don't want to go to YouTube. Damn it. I don't want to go to YouTube. I want to go to, that's what I want to do. All right, weekly trades for 2024. Okay, and where the hell is it? There it is. There we go. Okay, so these are all the trades I did last year, 2024. Okay, week 3, week 2, week 1, just under that. Here we go. Past trades. 2011 to 2023. That's a long time ago. My very first blog post. See, blogs were a big thing back in the early 2000s. So I did my blog posts on dividend investing for cash flow. Imagine that. In 2011. I've been doing this for a very long time. Scroll down a little bit more. Well, look at this video right here. Oh, I have a lot of stuff. Okay, this video here is from 2013. Look at what I have highlighted here. 1 year chart, 90-day chart, 30-day chart. Okay, it was a pain in the butt creating these things. The software that we used was crappy. Okay, the screens, the pictures are all blurry. But that's all we had back in 2013. Okay, it's not like technology nowadays. Okay, when I first started trading, it was $250 commissions to buy, and then another $250 to sell. It wasn't any. Anyway, now it's nice because you don't have to pay any commissions at all. So needless to say, I've been doing this for a while. So if you come up with a stock and ask me, what did I think about this? And I say, what the hell are you thinking? Means it doesn't fit what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are supporting. You know, it's wonderful. Great. Ask questions, I'll answer them for you. It's a simple strategy created for a 9-year-old. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. Okay, I thought that was cool. And when she started making money, like she averaged around 5% a month. Well, 5% a month for a 9-year-old, that's 60% a year. Most professional traders don't get that. And here, a 9-year-old is getting 5% a month. Anyway, besides the point, let's keep on moving. Keep moving forward. What are we doing next? Next, Intel. Okay, let's look at Intel. Okay, a year ago, 31, jumped up to 37. The bottom's at 17. Last 90 days. Last 90 days, right there. Okay, so the last 90 days, here's your high. Dropped, retraced, now it's coming back down again. That's easy to see. Okay, this is going to be a no only because look at your bottom. Your 30-day bottom is here. Your 30-day top was Tuesday. Wednesday's lower, Thursday's lower. Yeah, I'm not jumping in until this thing starts to turn around. The only way it's going to turn around is when it finds a new bottom. See? Bottom goes up, comes back down, another bottom, goes up, comes back down, another bottom, goes up. Now it's coming back down again. I'm going to wait. Okay, so One Love, we already looked at Pepsi. Sorry. So 310 Life wants to look at Toll Brothers. I remember somebody having Toll Brothers a while ago. Okay, same thing. No sense even wasting our time on this one. 30-day bottom, 30-day top, now it's coming down. Sorry, Toll Brothers, quick, easy. Uber, I don't even know why we're even looking at Uber, even entertaining that fact. Okay? Uber's a no. Here's your bottom, here's your top. Now it's pulling back also. Stocks go up until they get to a point where what, 60 bucks to 90 bucks. That's a 50% increase. And you're wondering, why is it coming down now? Well, with a 50% increase 4 weeks ago, people are taking profits. If you bought something 4 weeks ago and now it's worth 50% more, if you don't take your profits, that's your own damn fault. It ain't a profit till you take it, and nobody ever went broke taking profits. Simple. Okay, study quick. Can we use that platform on our phone? Yes, you can. I wouldn't if I were you, though, because I've looked at it, and it's on a phone, it's very congested. But if you're a younger generation and you're used to that kind of congestion on a phone, yeah, then you might be doing fine. I don't like it. I like the computer version, where you actually download. I don't like the online version, and I don't like the mobile version. I like the version that I download onto my computer. Intel stock looks like a coconut rolling downhill. Well, alrighty then. Jesse James, don't ignore Bitcoin. I'm not ignoring it. I'm just not trading it. And the only reason I'm not trading it yet, because you cannot make consistent, predictable cash flow on Bitcoin without sitting in front of your computer all day long. Yeah, no thank you. ACHR, isn't that Archer Aviation? ACHR, ACHR. Oh, helps if I click on it, right? ACHR, Archer Aviation. Hell no. Okay, here's your bottom, here's your top. It's still going up, but look at the difference. Okay, 550 to 12, 550 to 12. That's 100% increase from the bottom. 100% increase. Yeah, it's time for profit taking, in my humble opinion. I could be wrong. Okay, if I bought here at $6, see, here's 550 is the bottom, but $6 here, okay, and then jumped up to 12.19. That's 100% increase in less than 30 days. You don't take it, that's your own damn fault. That's just my opinion. What the hell do I know? I'm just some random guy on YouTube. Okay, buy and hold stocks. We already looked at Pepsi. Okay, we're looking at Pepsi tomorrow because we have an update today. I think Apple is a good buy still. Do you really? Depends on how you look at it, I guess. Here's the high, here's the low. Look at, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Up, sideways, up, down, up. Okay, that's the overall movement. Well, let's take a look. It's at 211. Well, right now, the 210s are going for 435, and this is sounding worse all the time. My goodness. Is that better? Nope, that's not any better. Oh, well. All right. A year ago, 189. The high of the year was at the end of December, 260. Well, look at your last 90 days, which is the last 3 months. Okay. High, low is, look at the movement. Down, up, down, up, down, up. What's going on here? Here gives you a good idea of where it's going next. Okay, stocks go up, stocks go down. You get down to a bottom, and people say, Apple at 170, hell yeah. And then they start buying, and then it gets up to 250. Apple at 250, nah, no thanks. I'll take my profits and go play in another sandbox. Same thing. All right, so last 30 days. Okay, down, here's your bottom. Up, here's your top. Profit taking. Here's a new bottom here. 1 day, 2 day. The very next day she gaps up. Okay, that's not a day that I jump in. When I say on the third day, if it's higher, yeah. But a gap up like that, no. Because gaps like this have a tendency to fill. What does that mean? Eventually it's going to turn around and come back down again. That's what it means. Eventually it will come back down again. Okay, JT. Let's take a look at XCN. Okay, Diablo said it won't get low 50s. I'm assuming you're talking about Altria. China market has low liquidity and U.S. market has high liquidity. Okay, I'm going to agree with you, but that's more of a statement and not a question. But thank you for that, Stephen. All right, XCN. What is so glamorous about XCN? Oh, Spider's emerging market. Yeah, no. Do you see that? No data even available on XCN. Why the hell are we looking at it? Okay, sorry, JT. I put it in XCN and look what pops up. A bowl of spaghetti. Uh-oh. KB wants to take a look at ABV. I love ABV. I do. ABBV, ABV. Interesting. High, low, was, is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Uh-oh. It might not be a good time to jump into it. Let's look at the last 30 days. Okay. Down, here's your bottom right there. Up, here's your top. Got your profit taking. Now today and yesterday is the same price. This could right here be the new bottom, but it has to turn around and go back up before I would jump in. But that's the motion. That's the motion of the ocean right there. Look at this. Down, up, down, up. That's what it does. But is it? So tomorrow will give us a good idea. Is tomorrow going to be higher? If so, that is one step toward a possibility of a good trade. If you like AbbVie, it always comes down to that question. Do I like this company and am I willing to own it for the rest of my life? It's a great question. Okay, we're here to make money, not here. Does not sound good. Went down the wrong way. All righty. So that's AbbVie. What do we have left? Riley. Ooh, I like Riley. R-I-L-Y. Now, what did Riley do today? Nice. All right. All right. Let's see if we can. I'm not used to talking so much. This is not a good thing. Anyway, here's what we're looking at with Riley. Now, if you bought Riley a year ago, you're probably panicking because look at this. The high of the year was 35 bucks. Can you imagine that? $35 a year ago. Oh, where is it now? Well, now it's at $3.30. That's a 90% drop. A 90% drop. So yeah, I bought some. Well, I bought it when it was down here in the $3 area because it looked good. Now it's not something I normally would do. Now I get that I get that question often. Do you always buy stocks to have dividends? Well, 95, 98% of the time, yes. But every once in a while, something will sneak in. Okay, somebody will tell me, say, hey, James, I want you to buy me some Riley. So I will buy it. And if it works consistently, well, then maybe I'll throw some money at it also. So we've been buying it since, I think, August when it made this big drop here. I love big drops like that. Because when it drops like that, you start weeding out all the weak players. Okay, fine. So I jumped in at $3. All right, so big drop, last 90 days would be right. Oops, there we go. Here's the last 90 days. Okay, here's the 90-day. Nope, that's not it. Drops here, shoots up. Here's the top right here, over $7. And then it drops 50% from $7 after it already dropped 95% drop. It went from 250 or 260 up to $7. Well, that was a nice jump right there from this bottom here to here. But then from here down to here is a 50% drop. But then it's just going sideways. So does it make sense? Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer. And the picture changes. Okay. Here's the picture that we're looking at this moment in time. Well, the 30-day bottom was 30 days ago. The 30-day top was 29 days ago. Because it went from the bottom at 260 up to 385. No, sorry, yeah. 260 to 385 overnight. Then she came back down. Look at this, up, down. Here's a new bottom here. Now she's going up. Well, look where the top is, way up here. So it does have more room to keep going if you like Riley. Isn't it funny? I say that all the time. If you like this company. Well, that kind of makes sense if you think about it. Why would you buy something that's not consistently profitable? Why would you buy something that doesn't make sense to you? If you don't understand it and you don't want to hold on to it for the rest of your life, if it's not giving you cash flow, why would you buy it? And believe it or not, some of the stuff you guys have me look at boggles my mind sometimes. Because I say consistency of profitability is the only place I want to park my money. The only place. Well, think about it. Why would you invest? Now, I understand why you invest in a new company, okay, that's not proven, because the possibility is it could shoot to the moon and you can be rich overnight. It's always there, that possibility, because it could. Well, I'm not at the point in my life where I can take that risk. Terribly sorry. And if that's what you're looking for, you're definitely in the wrong place. Okay, so every stock I have is not flashy. They're boring. Okay, they do the same things year after year after year after year. Well, that works great for me because I want predictability, I want consistency, and I want safety with my my nest egg. I don't have the luxury of being wrong, and I don't have the luxury of losing. Okay, could I? Yeah. I'd have to go back to work. Well, I'm fit enough. Okay, I'm only 61. I could go back to work. Okay, but why should I have to? If I don't do anything stupid, which, well, I have a tendency to do that once in a while, to be totally honest with you. Okay, I have made stupid decisions before in the past. It's the only way you learn. You learn by making mistakes, and I made a bunch of them. But lately, I think last year we had, I don't know, 3 or 4 losses. This year, so far, only 2. We are in the 5th month of the year, May. Halfway through May, I have 2 losses all year long. Okay, that's it. So that's Riley. I love it. Let's take a look at the numbers at the 350. Because right now it's at 336. The 350s are going for 10 cents a share. Now, 10 cents a share on a $3.50 stock is extremely close to 3%. Now, do I need to tell you that 3% a week is over 150% per year? Well, 1% is 50% per year. Okay, 1% a week is over 50% per year. 2% a week is over 100% a year. 3% a week is over 150%. But you're not going to get 3% every single week. Come on, let's be realistic. My goal is 1%. So I think this year, out of 7 accounts, I think 2 or 3 times this year I didn't get 1% in one account. Okay, I remember clearly. Okay, I only made like 0.8 or 0.7. I think the lowest one this year was 0.62 for 1 week. But the other weeks made up for it. So yeah, I average over 1%. That's my goal. Okay, now, do I care if the stocks go up and down? Yes and no. I'm more concerned with the consistency of profitability in which the executives of the company perform. Are they consistently profitable year after year after year? Do they give decent premiums week after week after week after week? Do I make my 1% every single week? Week after week after week after week. It's a yes-no question. There's no wishy-washy stuff here. It either is or it isn't. Earpiece, is that right? Oh, little masterpiece. Oh, yeah, a little stretched out. Okay, I got it, little masterpiece. Alrighty. Riley, yep. Oh, let's do one on Riley, okay? Riley, I love Riley, I do. So we're gonna do the 350. I'm gonna change this to covered stock, and then we're gonna do the 350. There it is, right there. Okay, 1 contract, so that way you understand. Well, 1 contract is this. Well, I have enough money to do 5 contracts or 20 contracts. We're all different. We all start at a different place. So you'll never hear me saying, oh, I made this much money or I made that much money. It's always percentage wise. Because you know if you have X amount, 1% is that. If you have X amount, 1% is this. Okay? So it is what it is. Okay, so here's the trade. Buy one covered call, Riley, 100, that's the weekly. 23 May 25. That means the option is going to expire next Friday. So the $3.50 call option against the stock at the market to open to open. Okay, 2 trades. I'm buying the stock, I'm selling the options, all at the exact same time. I already know what my profit is, 29 bucks per contract. So 1 contract's 29 bucks. 5 contracts, well, it's 29 bucks times 5. Simple, right? All right, so what is it costing me? Well, the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, is 321 bucks. So I'm paying $321 per contract, and I'm profiting $29. Wait till you see what the ROI on this is. Hold that thought. So calculator, okay, I want to put in the profit, 29 bucks, and I want to divide that by what it cost me, okay, cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 321. That will give me my rate of return for the 1 week. You're going to like this one. You are. Okay, divided by 321.66. And that comes to a grand total of 9%. 9% trade. But the big question, the big one is, do you like Riley? Are you willing to buy it at the current price? Sell somebody the rights to buy it from you for what you just paid for it. So if I'm buying it at 336 and I'm selling it at 350, well, I make a little bit of a profit, and I also get to collect this premium. So if the stock is below 350 come next Friday, well, I keep the money and I still keep the stock, and then I turn around next Monday, sell to someone else again. And then I do it every single week. Every single week, 1% a week. It's over 50% per year. That works for me. So, ask yourself a question. Does it make sense? Seriously, ask yourself that question. Does it make sense? Why would you ever buy something you don't want to hold on to for the rest of your life? That makes no sense at all. Never buy anything you don't understand. If you don't understand it, don't buy it. If you don't want it handed to your children, your grandchildren in your will, well, then don't buy it now. If it's not worth that kind of commitment, you shouldn't be buying it. That's just my opinion. Okay, now I don't tell anybody what to do. I don't. We're all adults here. Okay, we know, hey, this, and this. Now, you have to admit, I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. Not once have I said, hey, you got to buy this. Nope, I haven't done that at all. I'm here to share information, and I'm here to create a video documentary for my children and my grandchildren. I only have one at the moment. He's 5, and I hope I have more. But I'm not delusional thinking I'm going to live forever and I can pass this along to them. So no, there will be a video series for my children and my grandchildren to review when I'm long gone. Hi, guys. Okay. So anyway, 9%. That's a nice rate of return for 1 week. Imagine that. You're not going to get that every single week, and you're not going to get that off of every single play. Okay? So maybe 1 week I'll make 0.5% on Harley Davidson. But on this one, I'm making 9%. So every single week, I take what's given to me, and there's a couple of questions I need to ask myself. Well, number 1 is, what did I buy this stock for? Number 2 is, what strike price did I sell this week? Number 3 is, am I at risk of being called away? Should I let the option expire? Okay, now that is a question for Friday afternoon. Because I told you I do my trades on Monday. I buy on Monday, and Friday afternoon, I have to decide, where are my positions? What should I do? So when 3:59 p.m. tomorrow afternoon comes, I'm not losing anything. And I either rolled my positions for next week, or I let them expire worthless. So the questions I have for Friday are a little bit different than the questions I have for Monday. Okay, so tomorrow, all the positions I have, I will take a look at. Okay, what did I buy it for? What strike price did I sell? Wait, what is the situation right now? What's the stock price at? What's the option price at? Am I at risk? If so, what do I do next? And there are a lot of opportunities. What do I do next? All right, I can do this. I can do this and this. I can do this, this, and this. Well, great. Which one makes the most sense? Now remember, consistency of profitability means I want money coming in every single week. Safety of my capital. I don't want to lose, ever. Okay, I got 2 losses this year. Okay, it happens. You cannot win every time unless your name is Pelosi. We all know that. Okay, she should go in the Guinness World Book of Records for winning the most consecutive trades. Never losing. Okay. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. Next on the list, Lobo. I want to talk. Lobo. Okay, Lobo, start talking. Anna Z wants to take a look at ConocoPhillips, COP. Gotta love me some COP. All right, let's get out of this first. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of that. Let's go back to this right here. And let's go back to where we began. Right there. There we go. So, Anna Z wants to take a look at ConocoPhillips, COP. COP. Interesting. Did you see that? It took me 2 seconds. High, low is, look at this, down, up. I'm not looking at every single movement. I'm looking at the overall general movement throughout the year. A year ago, we're here. She dropped down to the bottom here. Now she jumped back up again. Simple. Adults have a tendency to make this more complicated than it needs to be. Remember, it was created for a 9-year-old. I don't think I showed you her because there's a video of her in the YouTube channel. All right, 92, 96. We're looking at the 93s. The 93s are going for 115. 115 is well over 93. Okay, so that's more than 1%. So the numbers work. So now let's take a better look at the chart. Is it the right time to buy? Well, let's run through the numbers. The high of the year was a year ago, 122.22. The low of the year was a couple of weeks ago, on the 9th of April, and that was 79.77. Okay, so from there, check this out. Okay, here's the high, big drop, here's the bottom. Okay, she went up, she pulled back. She went up, now she's pulling back. Okay, so not being an expert on charting, it should be almost elementary to see what it's doing. It went up, it went down. Here's the bottom. From there, she went up, hit the top there. Then it went down right here. Then it went up, oh, and then it went down. You don't have to be a genius to figure out from here, it's going down, because that's what it looks like. And if it looks that simple, it probably is that simple. What was that, Occam's razor? No, that's not Occam's razor. What is that one? If it seems logical, the most logical reason is probably the right reason, okay? It looks like it's going down, so maybe it is. Nothing's guaranteed. There's only 3 guarantees in life. Only a few you know all 3 because I say it often enough. All right, so it's a no for ConocoPhillips because it's in a downtrend at the moment. Richard T. What's happening, Richard T? Emmanuel, what are you doing? Is Amazon a buy? Made a deal with the Saudis. Okay, I don't do Amazon because it doesn't have any dividends and it's way overpriced, in my humble opinion. I like to stay below $250 per share. Okay, so we're going to answer questions because it's 11:24. Let's get the questions up. We're not doing any more of that. Who just signed in? Irvin. How are you doing today, Irvin? And see, we looked at that one. Richard, good evening, good evening. Where were we? Right there we go. Mark, thank you for that. 310. Buffett bought and added to his position in STZ. All right, 310 Life. Let's take a look at that on Sunday. Garrett, oil stocks are still interesting. Prices won't be this low forever. Okay, I'm going to agree with you, Garrett. It's a little bit late. It's 11:25. And I've always said, if we're over 200 people, I'll stay on, but we're at 66, so why bother? Did you review Riley already? Lumina, yes, we did. Okay, Jeet, thank you for that. Karen, UPS, I love UPS. Okay, 310 Life, we already looked at Toll Brothers, we already figured out what that was. Kate, what kind of computer do you have? Lenovo. Garrett, Microsoft is my biggest holding. Profit taking or continue holding. Okay, Garrett, cough drops, yeah, thank you. As if I haven't thought of that one. Oh my God, it's all gone. So Garrett, yeah, I love Microsoft, I do. Okay, and it's your biggest holding? All right, awesome. Mr. Wales, you aren't making near 1% a week grifting. Okay, you do understand what grifting means, right? That means I'm trying to get money out of people. Have I once asked anyone for any money? No. And will I? No. I don't do that. I'm sharing what I do. And if you don't understand math, I can't help you out because I showed you 3 opportunities to make more than 1% already. And if you take a look at my track record from all the trades that I post live online, you will see that yes, I do make well over 1% every single week. Ticker TTWO. What about Take-Two Interactive? Never heard of it. Take a look at Sunoco. We can take a look at that on Sunday. Ticker symbol, please. All righty. You can do 4. What's happening, James? How about Target? We already looked at Target. Okay. So, Mr. Wales, if you want to challenge me, I'd be more than happy. More than happy. Yeah, Simon. Yeah, Simone. Simone. Yeah, Foot Locker did go up, and I did roll it forward. Okay, Scotty Young, we looked at Kroger last night. We got 3 minutes left. Probably not going to look at all this stuff within that time frame. Scotty, okay. I love Kroger, I do. Steve Estee Lauder, love it. Okay. So, Mr. Wales, you balking on me? I wonder if you even know what balking means. No? No comment, Mr. Wales? All right, let's show Mr. Wales what 1% a week looks like. Estee Lauder, let's do this one. All right, Estee Lauder, why not? Or how about Kroger? KR. Okay, Kroger. Hey. So Mr. Wales disappeared. Well, don't you just love that? Somebody insults me and then they disappear. They don't want to defend their position. All right, no more there, no more there. Truth. Volume is based on 24-hour crypto and stock market, just like puts and call options, which is important. Thank you, Stephen. Scotty, Starbucks. Didn't we look at Starbucks earlier today? We did. We looked at Starbucks a little earlier. Okay, let's take a look at, okay, I'm not going to go another sample if Mr. Wales just disappeared. All right. Paul, Dow. We'll take a look at Dow and then we'll call it a day. Here we go. Dow. Ooh, nice one. Check it out. Here's the high of the year, $60. Here's the low, 25. That is more than a 50% decrease. Okay? So if you're not ready for a 50% decrease, you shouldn't be playing this game. And it is a game. It's a game for adults. It's a game with real money. It's a game with real consequences. Okay? I'm not in a position where I can do something and lose. If I do, then I have to go back to work. I have no desire to do that. Music Live Viral. Hello. Okay, so here's the top at 60, bottom here, and it's bouncing off this bottom. Great. It looks like a great opportunity. What's the last 30 days look like? Look at that. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Now she's going up. Great. Well, let's take a quick gander. $30. $29.90. The $30 strike is going for 67. 67 is more than 2%. Okay? So Mr. Wales, who bailed on us, okay, insult me, then he disappears. Okay. I'm going to show you a 2% trade with Dow. Ready? We all know who Dow is, Dow Chemical. Sun does not have weekly options. Nothing has weekly options. Robert, I have never seen a company that has weekly options. Wait a minute. No. There was one. Someone pointed it out last week. It's a brand new company, and they do give in weekly dividends, not weekly options. All right, so we're not going to do Sun. But what we are going to do Dow. This is going to be the last one for the evening. Here we go. The current price right there, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to change it to covered stock. And I want to do the 30s. There it is right there, the 30s. One contract. So you can do some simple math. If one contract is this, two contracts should be this. It's simple math. Now, I always want to do by the market because I want it to fill first thing in the morning, regardless of the prices, because I already know what my profit's going to be. Here it is right here. Buy one covered call of Dow, D-O-W 100. That is the weekly. 23 May 25. That means this option is going to expire next Friday. So whoever buys it, they have between when they pay for it and when the option expires, which at this moment in time, I believe is about 10 days, 9 days, 10 days, something like that. So here's my profit, $79. What is it costing me? It's costing me $2,900. Do you remember where I said simple? Well, a covered call is one of the simplest trading strategies there is. Safe, it is. It is so safe you can do it in your IRA. You can do covered calls in your IRA. It is actually that safe. There's a lot of trading strategies you cannot do. You can't buy options in a IRA, but you can sell a covered call. Okay, well, you buy the stock and you sell the option against it. That you can do, but you can't buy options in an IRA. Godson, good afternoon or good evening to you too. So let's do the math really quick. Because if it's costing me $2,900 to make $79, now, don't get the idea in your head that you're spending $2,900 to make $79. No. You're investing $2,900 into Dow company, the company Dow, and then you own a portion of that company. So you get a dividend from that company every 90 days. And if Dow consistently increased their dividends, well, you're getting more money every single year if you plan on holding it. Oh, I buy options in my IRA. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, they're very, A1 stake. Robinhood lets you YOLO all your IRA into ODTE options. Okay, I stand corrected. Anyway, here we go. The $2,900 is you buying 100 shares of the company. Okay, if you never sell it, you never lose that money. But what we're doing is we're selling somebody the opportunity to buy it from us or buy it from me for more than I just paid for. So if I just paid $29.90, here's the price right here, see? $29.90, and I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at $30, okay? And I'm collecting this. So how much is that rate of return? What about United Healthcare? Oh my God. You're the sixth person tonight who asked me about UNH. UNH was the second stock we did tonight. Okay, so I'm on the last one now. I don't think my voice is going to hold out, so let's finish this up. I'm going to call it a day. All right, calculator. The profit, $79. What did it cost? It cost $2,921. $2,921. That gives me a grand total of 2.7% if you like Dow Chemical. Well, that's the big if, isn't it? Okay, why would you buy a company you don't want to hold on to? Okay, rule number one, never buy something you don't want to own for the long term. Okay, if it doesn't make sense, don't buy it. If you're not ready for it to drop 50%, 60%, don't buy it because it can. And sometimes it does. Okay, rule number two, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. So if I'm buying it at $29.90, I will never, ever sell it for less than $29.90. But that's me. I refuse to take a loss. Now, it's not a loss until you agree to take it. So if I buy it at $29.90 and it drops to 15 bucks, did I lose money? No. I only lose if I agree to sell it for less than what I paid for it. So if I buy it at $29.90, over my dead body will I sell it at $29.80 or $29.70. Okay, it's always going to be about the numbers. What did I pay for it? What did I sell it for? What am I bringing in on a weekly basis? Every single position I have, I sell a covered call every single week. That being said, I gotta rest my voice for the whole weekend. You guys have a great day, and I will see you, some of you, tomorrow morning, where we finish out the week. Other than that, you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you again Sunday, because I don't do Friday nights and I don't do Saturday nights anymore. Last year it was 7 days a week. It was kind of cool. 7 days a week, every single night I did this. Not this year. Lady Foss, thank you, and I will see you next time. Okay, so over here on the live, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Okay, and there, and the meeting, and over here on this YouTube channel, you guys have a great night. There we go, and over here on Instagram, you guys have a great night. And over here on this TikTok, hey, Club Med Tom, how you doing? Have a great night, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Oh, Derek Whitehead sent me a message. Oh, look at all these messages I got sent. All right, so you guys here on this YouTube channel, you guys have a great night. You had a discipline. You had to change your grandchild's diaper, Prophet 79, and life. Okay, Stephen, I have no idea what that means. Okay?